everybody. Today I'm going to tell you a story about somebody who is, well, they're the most arrogant, ignorant, foolish person that I have ever had to deal with for my entire life. So hopefully it got your attention. Before I get started, welcome to my virtual campfire. I have a weird question to ask to get started. Do you still have a landline at your house, an old-fashioned landline? If you do, type 1. Most people I know are ditching their landline and they're going to this. If you have an old-fashioned landline, type 1. If you have ditched the landline and all you have is a mobile phone, a cell phone, type 2. 1 for landline, 2 for cell phone. I'm doing something, a little experiment, and your info will be greatly appreciated. Okay, I'm going to tell you about this person that I've had to deal with my entire life, and I think it's an interesting story. I've got some comments to read from a recent video, and I want to start it off by something really positive. A lady that went to one of my recommended Wingman approved dealers, and I'm going to go ahead and let's just jump right into it right now and check out this voicemail.
Hi, my name is Connie. I've been dealing with PPL in New Braunfels, Texas, and I just wanted to say that this is the absolute best experience that I've ever had in purchasing pretty much anything. My journey started with Cullen Hartley, and she was wonderful in getting us pictures and videos of some homes that we were possibly interested in. Tim has been our salesman, and he's been absolutely wonderful in showing us the coach and taking us for rides and everything else. And, of course, there's Brian and Angel, who have been very helpful in explaining us some things and teaching us some things, and Angel more for the financing and making sure that everybody's taking care of us. I don't know that people do it any better, and I don't see room for improvement, to be honest with you. Everybody's been very prompt and very courteous and very kind and very knowledgeable, which was very important to us. So I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to express myself, and I just want you to know these guys are just awesome. Everybody, even the ones that I don't know their name. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, PPL is one of my Wingman approved dealers. They don't sell new RVs. They're a consignment dealer, and I love them. I know Angel in New Braunfels. I don't know everybody that she mentioned, but they have a team of people, and they're really, really good. Check out the coach that she bought, that Connie bought. Is that a beautiful motorhome or what? Nice, beautiful Class A, and it's a used one. She got to pay a lower price than a brand new one. She got a great deal, and she got treated well. If you'd like to contact PPL or any of my Wingman approved dealers, I certainly wish you would. Links to them are in the description of this video below. All right, so recently I did a video that was based upon an email that I received from a man named Wendell. And Wendell said, stop trying to give advice to people, Wingman. He says, stop it. Nobody's going to listen. People have to get, what do you call it? He says, people need to experience their financial screw-in before they will ever listen to anybody else. And so I mentioned that, and I got some response. And so, and bear with me, because after I read 3 of these little comments, I'm going to tell you about this person I've had to deal with my entire life. And it's not easy, I promise you. Texalini1 said, while I can understand where Wendell is coming from, he's wrong. I say that because most newbies just don't know that they need to research. They don't know that RVs are made by hand. They don't realize that there's no national warranty repair like there is in the auto industry, something that if a particular manufacturer would create in their dealer network, I believe would not only help them with sales, but also revolutionize the industry. They don't realize that having the proper tow vehicle is just as important to having the right RV that matches your style. They don't realize, essentially, he says they don't realize, and they don't. My friend Wes Alexander says, great video and message, Alan. Absolutely, you should continue giving advice about RVs, especially to newbies. Why? You know, Wendell says they're not going to listen, and maybe they won't. I continue. The fact that some may choose not to listen is on them. There's nothing like making a mistake to reinforce the importance of learning before jumping into something you know little about. Isn't that the truth? Granted, even then, mistakes are possible. I know I've made plenty. You provide great advice and service to RVers. Thank you for that. One more real quick from my buddy Lane Delker says, are you beating a dead horse? Maybe. Then again, maybe not. Not everybody will listen, but some will. And those who do listen will be forever grateful because you saved them years of hard knocks experience. As always, thank you to everybody for commenting on my videos. I get back to as many people as possible on email, and also try to call them back if they leave a voicemail message. Now for this person I've had to deal with that is absolutely impossible much of the time. That person's me. It is. I can be the most boneheaded, blockheaded, arrogant, ignorant, clueless idiot. And when I am, it's like, come on. Somebody asked me a while back, said, how do you get wisdom? I said, well, I don't know. You fail a lot. So here's how I got wise. Let me tell you a little experience or two. My neighbor, this was years ago, across the street neighbor, good guy. He always every year went on a summertime bear hunt up to Canada. Well, I'm in Texas. I've never bear hunted. He went with a group of guys and he was going to put together another bear hunt. He wanted me to go with him. He says, man, it's fun and great food and the weather's great and bears are cool. And okay, so I decided to go. And so before I went, though, he says, here's the gear you're going to need. Well, I used to do TV hunting shows. I've been to Africa and I've been to a lot of places. I don't know everything about hunting, but I know more than the average bear. Sorry for the metaphor. Anyway, so he's telling me one of the things you need, pieces of mandatory equipment to take with you bear hunting, is a bug suit. Huh? A bug suit, because the black flies up in Canada are terrible. And I'm like, well, we got black flies down here. It turns out they're not the same thing, but I don't need to spend $150 or $200 on some bug suit. I'll just go without. I save the money. So 8 of us go up on this bear hunt. First day we get there, we meet the outfitter. I'm the only one that hadn't been hunting for bears. And we're all sitting around and he gives the what for, don't do this, don't do that. This is what time we're going to leave. Now, if you've never been to Canada in the summertime, it gets late, it gets dark very late, like 10:30 at night, very late. And so you eat a big lunch. He says, make sure you eat a big lunch. Don't take any food with you to the stand and make sure you wear your bug suit. I didn't have a bug suit, no big deal. So I get in the truck, they take everybody out, and they drop you off. And I mean, you are out in the middle of nowhere. I said, can I take my cell phone with me? He goes, no problem. So grab the cell phone, got my stuff, head on out. And he, off the back of the truck, he gets his four-wheeler off, his little quad. I jumped on the back of it with him, and we are miles, like 50 miles away from anything. And I'm all by myself. He drops me off and says, climb up that ladder. And it's a ladder that goes up about 10 or 12 feet up a tree. And at the top of that ladder is half of a sheet of plywood. He says, sit up there on that plywood. Okay, what do I do? He said, be quiet and at dark, come down and I'll be in the truck way down that trail I just brought you in on. Okay. So he turns around the four-wheeler and leaves. And so I climb up the ladder. Guess what's at the top of the ladder on the plywood? Fresh bear scat, poop. Fresh, big old pile of it. Whoa, we in bear country. I kicked it off with my boot, sat there. I'm waiting for the bear. Well, the bear didn't show up, but you know what showed up? About 10 billion black flies. Now, they're not black. They're invisible gnats, no-see-ums, and they bit me for 8 hours. I was literally ill, literally. Every single place where skin was showing around my wrist. I had gloves, but where my wrists were, around my neck, my face, my hairline, I looked like a leper. And it was the most painful, awful. I didn't see a bear. Didn't even see any black flies. I just got bit to death. I grabbed my cell phone. I'm going to call my wife. I'm going to whine to her because I'm not seeing any bears. All I'm doing is getting bit. No cell service. Wait a minute. He said I could take my cell phone. Yeah, he said I could take it. He didn't say I was going to be able to use it. So I get down on the stand. Bear with me. Get down on the stand. Walk. It's dark. I'm scared. I mean, literally, I'm miles away from anywhere in bear country. Get out to the truck. Open the light of the truck comes on. He goes, you didn't wear a bear suit, did you? No. He says, well, don't worry about it. A lot of people do what you did. I got an extra one back at camp. Thank God he did. So now fast forward to day 2. Bear with me. So I'm thinking, oh my God, why didn't you listen? You're just an idiot. So the next day, man, it's a long afternoon. They drop you off at 2:30, and you don't even get back to camp till 11:30 at night. You're starving. So I packed some peanut butter crackers and a Hershey bar, and no big deal. And so he takes me back to the stand, and I go back up the stand. This time I got my bear suit on. It was perfect. I didn't have any problem with the bugs. and didn't see any bears. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm hungry. I got peanut butter crackers. So I start eating a peanut butter cracker, and this bear comes walking in. He goes right down to the bait pile. They use bait up there. And bear starts eating. He's 20 yards from me, right there. And I'm watching that bear, and I'm eating my little cracker, and it's just cute as can be. It wasn't a great big bear. I wasn't going to shoot her or anything, but I am enjoying watching, just being in the moment. My first bear. And so I eat my cracker and eat another cracker, and all of a sudden the bear goes, he's looking around. He turns and looks right at me. They got little beady eyes. They can't see very well, but man, they got a hell of a nose. He looks right, and he just starts walking. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm an exhaust pipe. That's why you don't bring food to the bear stand. Duh. Anyway, he tried to climb up the stand with me. He wasn't trying to attack me. He just wanted to find out what the smell was. And I, scary, big time scary. Ooh, he goes down the ladder and goes off, and he circled my tree until nightfall. And it was horrifying. And I went back to the truck. I told him, he says, you idiot. You didn't bring a bear suit. I had to loan you one. You take food with you. You don't listen. And the reason I tell that story is I think many people are like that. Can't be the only idiot that has to deal with himself, being hard-headed, knowing too much. When you buy an RV and you've never had one, you are getting ready for an experience. Now, you're not going to be bit by black flies, and a bear's probably not going to try to get in your RV, but you're going to be bit by something. I promise you, you are going to. So my suggestion, listen. But like Wendell said, people ain't going to listen. There's no need for you to continue to do your videos, Wingman, because people aren't going to listen. And you know what? He's probably right. I wasn't going to listen. My neighbor across the street told me, and he laughed, man. He saw me, everybody. I was the eighth man in this group, and I was the butt of the joke, and they still laugh about it. It's been 20 years, but that's what experience feels like. Most of the time it feels bad. And then after that comes some wisdom. So the next person that wants to go bear hunting, I would strongly encourage you, wear a bug suit, and don't take food with you to the blind. And if you're going to buy an RV, download my free report and read it. Don't just fold it up, print it out, fold it up, and say, we'll get to it later. Before you go shopping, think, take your time, listen to other people that have been bear hunting or RV owning. Listen to them because they have valuable things to say. I know that I say that I have to deal with myself, and I try. The older I get, I try to go, okay, this is what I want. This is what I believe. And I try to stop and go, okay, you idiot. What is it? Am I the only person that does that? Do you do that? Let me know if you second guess yourself, if you've learned enough that you can't trust the emotional part of you, that you have to, wait a minute, am I making the right decision here? Let me know. And if you tuned in late, I don't know if you can even do that, but if you didn't do it yet and you have only a landline at the house, an old-fashioned landline for a telephone. If you still have your landline, type 1 in the comments. If you have ditched the landline and you got one of these things like this, that's Napoleon, by the way. If you've gone to a cell phone, type 2. Let me know, because I'm doing, as I said earlier, a little bit of an experiment. Just want to see what people are doing here that are watching Wingman Wisdom. So what do you think? Drop a comment below if you would. Do you think I was a little bit too open in sharing my bear story, the story of me just being a stupid idiot sometimes? Or do you think that people can hopefully gain some perspective from it? Maybe you've got a story that you were a little bit embarrassed about that you'd like to share. I'd like to hear it. And if I can be of any help to you, I am not a lawyer, and obviously I'm not a very smart person, but I have been around the block more than a few times. I'm a former campground owner. I try to help people if they have an RV issue with their dealer or their manufacturer, and I will listen to you. If nothing else, I can give you a different perspective. So my contact information is in the description of this video down below, as well as my 24-hour voicemail. And I do look forward to hearing from you. So thanks so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice. Don't leave your good manners at home. And if you're going to go bear hunting, take your bug suit with you. Hey, before we get out of here, have you checked out my latest RV report on buying and selling RVs? It will save you thousands of dollars and help prevent you from being ripped off. It's available right now. It's absolutely free, no strings attached. Just go to freervreport.com. That's freervreport.com.